Hey guys, I figured I'd give a quick update here. Been a while since I've done one, and it's time to. So, kind of wanted to also kind of explain my stance on the crossing of the Rio Magdalena Umbies with the Panama Loisel that are in this tank. I'm not a huge hybrid guy. I know there's people that are big into the flower horns and various other cichlid crosses, and that's all well and fine. Uh, to me, though, it just muddies the waters. It's something that makes it harder for people to understand what they have, how they need to care for it. A lot of people like to breed their fish and see that behavior in the home, but if they don't know exactly what they have and they end up distributing those fish, that's where it becomes a problem. I know there's responsible people out there that are crossing different things that, the first time they distribute them, it's no big deal because they think that they are sending them to people that they think are knowledgeable on what they are and whatnot. However, what happens beyond that? Where do those fish go from there? Do they get crossed again with something else? Do they breed with each other? Do they breed back to one of the original species? And then what happens to those fry? Those people give them to some of their friends, etc., etc. And so that's why I've kind of decided to take the stance of I'm going to raise some of these Loisel up, or these Umbi Loisel crosses up myself, and then I'll probably give some to my buddy John if he wants them. He's never shipped fish, not really probably looking to do so anytime in the near future. Sorry about the loss again. I really need to get a magnet scrubber for this tank, because that's just this crap. This window's so tall, I basically have to crawl in the tank to scrub that stuff off, and I've not dared do that with the spawning activity in the tank. Sorry, I'm gawking off and looking around, not paying attention to where the camera's pointing. Anyway, he's really the only guy locally that I trust to have him, and there's a very small handful of people that I would be willing to ship them to, that I know have the same exact stance that I do, that are curious to see what they turn out like themselves, but have no desire to distribute them to someone else or anything of that nature. Anyway, that's kind of my stance on that. As for other fish in the tank, everything's doing great. Look at the zombie here. Some of these small guys from my last batch from my big pair are really starting to bloom, doing really well. I've also got some grow outs from Dan at Cichlids of the Americas, as well as a wild caught male from him as well. One of those fish will likely become the centerpiece of this tank. I've also got another male of my lineage that is really a spectacular fish, and Bodie's not too bad himself. Anyway, I kind of wanted to try something new though. Try a different line, a different bloodline. All the Rio Mag Umbies I've kept have all come from the same bloodline. They all originated either from my pair or were my pair, so kind of want to see something else. Go with a different direction. See what something else is. I know one of these other bloodlines is like. See what the personality changes are, body shape changes, color, freckling, all that good stuff. Just have fun with it. These snook are awesome fish. Anybody that really wants to keep peacock bass but don't feel like they have the tank for it, if you can provide a 180-gallon tank, these wild morph snook are awesome fish. Really active, very aggressive eaters, a lot of activity between each other, and yet they're not overly aggressive to where even when they are kind of picking at each other, their mouth structure isn't strong enough to really cause very much damage. Very cool fish. And the Bacordi. They're just great for anybody. Eat like an Oscar. You can see the colors on this guy. He's probably 8.5 inches, maybe a little bigger, as he craps all over. Gonna be a stunning fish though. Very similar to the Persei. My silver arowana. That guy is probably 10, 12 inches. Why am I creating so many bubbles today? Need to check out what's going on with my one. Got a Laguna 4280, I think is what the new model is. Anyway, it's back there, you can kind of see it. Anyway, that's running another trickle tower type sump setup that's basically just strictly mechanical. Anyway, but it's creating a lot of bubbles for some reason. Maybe it's that power head. I don't know. Maybe there's too much flow over there by that power head and it's doing something funky. Might have to switch some stuff out there. Anyway, this will be my keeper, Amphilophus labiatus, the true red devil. Got a really awesome profile for a labiatus. Most don't get much of a nuchal hump. And I'm really digging the way the black is staying on this guy. There's several of them in here. I've still got 4 of them. There's actually a pair down there. I think they may have actually spawned. They were going crazy yesterday, and now they've kind of picked that spot to just hang out. So I'm guessing they've probably got eggs under there. I've had a lot of spawning activity lately. Yeah, everything else is just kind of the same old, just eating lots of food and creating lots of crap and growing. It's a never-ending cycle. And sorry for the kind of yellow watercolor. I've added a piece of cedar back there. There's actually a turtle in here somewhere. My wife and daughter really wanted a turtle. And so I got that piece of cedar that I kind of tied up to the top of the tank for it to climb up out of the water and bask. And it wasn't a piece of driftwood, it was just a piece. There's the turtle. Anyway, it wasn't a piece of driftwood, it was just a piece of wood that I soaked for a couple of weeks and then tied it in, and it leaches a lot of tannins out. Anyway, so it's kind of made my water go a little yellow. It's great for the fish, terrible for shooting videos. And everything is also, I haven't fed these guys since yesterday morning, and this is the first time I've come down today, and they're pretty excited to get fed. They think that they're going to get fed, and so everything's trying to make room, so they're excreting as much waste out as they can. They seem to do that when I first come down. If I'm anywhere near that glass, they think that I'm going to feed them, and so they start making room for more food. Especially the Persei and the Bacordi. Very Oscar-like. They love to eat, but they're awesome fish. Anyway, Mom is still down there with the free swimmers. Here's a better look at that male. Look at the freckling on this guy. It's kind of neat to see these two fish interact. There's one of my azules. And Calvary. The shovel nose are doing really good. They finally kind of figured out how to eat in this big boy. And that pretty well does it. Maybe I'll try and take a step back and let you guys kind of see a little more of that. And I'll shut it down there. So anyway, Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.